We should have a segment where we talk to each other where it sounds contentious. Yeah. Fake contention. All right, then.
Okay,
fine.
I'll ask him.
Do you have a poll?
I do. I have two.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Great. Who's got the best chance to
No,
beat...
not yet. I haven't introduced Michael Smith.
I was just going to get right to it.
Brother for Another coming up right here on NBC Sports on Peacock. Great to have Michael Smith back here. How are you, Michael?
I don't want to interrupt this. I was enjoying it. First of all, Rich, yes. I agree. Audio on satellite radio does feel a little redundant.
That's okay,
I mean, if we're allowed to say that. I'm with you. You know what I mean? It's obviously audio.
But we're glad to be there. It doesn't, you know what I mean? There may be an I in Michael, an I in Smith, an I in Rich, and I in Eisen, but we are team players, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But no, that's exciting. So Sirius 211 today. That's exciting.
It is.
I wish I could have been in the same room with you guys just now. I just wish I were watching because I'm on the phone, a good old-fashioned landline.
Yes.
But that was hilarious just now. So I hate to interrupt, but good to be here.
No, we just came up with a new segment. That's what we do here on the show. Is we use the live
contention,
live on air content, fake contention. You know, we'll do that.
I feel you.
Coming soon to a show near you. All right, ask the poll questions because I do believe they do dovetail into some of the topics that Michael.
So we got one NBA, one NFL. Michael, perhaps you heard LeBron re-up with the Lakers. So did Anthony Smith. Who's got the best chance to beat them in the West? Clippers, Mavericks, Nuggets. Nobody.
I'm going to go with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with nobody.
36%.
Yeah, I think the only thing that can stop this team this year is stating the obvious injury, or since it's 2020, some kind of COVID craziness.
Right.
But I can't remember. I've been racking my brain trying to remember a defending champion that was as good as the Lakers were. As much as people try to take away from what they did because it was the bubble or because, certain teams like the aforementioned Clippers didn't handle their business, or in the East, Milwaukee didn't come out of the East as many expected with the two-time MVP. As much as people tried to pick at that title run, they were a really, really good team, obviously headlined by two first-team All-NBA future Hall of Famers. Two of the top 5 players in the NBA right now.
Well, I think if Clay hadn't blown out his Achilles, we would have thrown the Warriors in there, and that would be the choice.
There you go.
You know,
but then they come back and they get younger and better. I mean, who does that? You know, so I have a hard time seeing. You know, and the Warriors would have made it interesting, Rich. I'm with you. If the Warriors could have come back in full strength and added a James Wiseman, it would have been nice to see them square off. For Western Conference, if not NBA supremacy. But no, I don't see anybody knocking off the Lakers, not this year, not anytime soon, because I think LeBron is going to be the first player that I can remember, maybe since Jordan. I don't have Jordan's career stats in front of me, but I don't think he ever dipped below 20. LeBron will never average below 20, and if he does, it'll be because he decides to average damn near 20 assists. So I read an article about his mortality and the reason why he signed the extension, and I get it because he's, wants to make sure he gets all his money before the end of his career. But mortality is a relative term when you're talking about LeBron James. So this team is about to go on a serious run and make that age-old debate, MJ LeBron, that much more complicated.
Well, how about this twist on the MJ LeBron conversation, Michael Smith? How about this, is that LeBron has beaten Jordan in one way, and that is setting up the end of his career scenario the way that he has set it up to win championships in the spot where he wanted to be, and Jordan had to feel compelled to just leave for a second time. Like that Jordan did not have in Chicago at the end of his career in Chicago the ability to keep the coach that he wanted and have the players around him that he wanted and win more championships, because that's what he's all about. And LeBron, obviously Vogel is just his coach. I don't know if that's his choice or not, or that he's demanding it in the same way that Phil was obviously for Michael. But LeBron's set up. He is set up in a way that Jordan, I think, wishes he would have been at the end of his career in Chicago.
It's funny you say that. I'm still a Jordan guy.
Me too.
But I'm over trying to debate them. But it's funny you say that because the number that jumped out to me yesterday after this extension was that by the end of it, he will have earned LeBron $435 million over the course of his career, most all time. Goes without saying that he's still underpaid. And frankly, for the first, 12 years, not frankly, as a matter of fact, I should say, first 12 years, I don't believe he was the highest paid player on his own team. But I love where you're going there, Rich, and actually I was thinking about that today myself. I marvel at the mogul on and off the court.
Yep.
And the manipulator, the master manipulator
Yep.
that LeBron has been throughout his career. I'll put it to you like this. We can debate whether he's the best player of all time, but nobody, maybe in professional sports history, has ever played the game. And by the game, capital T, capital G.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has ever played the game better than LeBron James when you want to talk about the moves he's made as a philanthropist, as an entrepreneur, as an entertainer, and to your point, roster construction, moving from organization to organization, constructing his contracts to maximize his leverage over the teams as he sees fit, helping his good friend and fellow mogul Rich Paul and Maverick Carter establish an empire with Clutch Sports and Uninterrupted and so on and so forth. We can go on and on. It's just incredible what he's been able to do on and off the court in terms of just the business of basketball and sport at large.
Right, and set up himself for the end of his career and set up a client of Clutch Sports in Anthony Davis.
Right, and change his legacy.
Right, and then, Clutch Sports is I mean, you want to talk about he has wired the board. He has wired the board.
And then he'll play with his son to kick it all off.
Yeah, because that's when his contract is up, so he will be able to go wherever he wants if that's what his son wants and that's what he wants. Unless, of course, it's the Knicks, then he'll tell them to go pound sand. But other than that, it is truly amazing what it's all done. So you'll talk a little NFL and obviously the Russell Westbrook, John Wall. I guess in the light of what we're just talking about here with LeBron and the Lakers, the way I started the show is that's just rearranging the deck chairs pretty much. But we'll just see how that all does work out when it's said and done.
It is, but it's interesting though.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Sometimes you can rearrange furniture and it looks like a whole new crib, And it's like, oh, wow, I didn't know I had this much space. Or like the light hits the room differently from here.
You are right.
I mean, I'm fascinated by it. I don't know if we realize what we've witnessed with this trade, which is it's unparalleled in many respects. So I think I read this on NBC Sports site. Mm-hmm. It's only the second time two players with 5 All-Star appearances each have been swapped for each other. The other time was Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. So both these guys, while polarizing, are clearly productive. Obviously, there's injury and health questions with John Wall. But what I'm fascinated by is just the ripple effect, because not only does it, like you said, rearrange the deck chairs, and the Wizards look a lot different and the Rockets look a lot different, but it also has a domino effect and a ripple effect when it comes to, okay, does this satisfy James Harden, who seems hell-bent on playing with every star in the NFL before his career is done? Does this satisfy Harden, and how does this affect his trade demands, his reported trade demands? Or does he end up in Brooklyn anyway at some point, right?
Right.
And on the flip side, the future of Bradley Beal is very much in the balance in Washington.
You know what? When you think about it, Michael,
decides not to stay. Does he go and form a super team type thing with somewhere like Miami? Who knows?
You know what? I do like the way you've just rearranged the furniture. I got to let you get to your show. I'm sure your producers are saying, where is he? So go sit down in that chair, and we'll see you on NBC Sports on Peacock in less than a few minutes. Thanks for the call.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all take it easy. Thank you.
You got it. That's Michael Smith.
Be good.
Fun chat right there. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.